Coming up, deadly explosion. Miners are trapped underground in West Virginia. At least 25 are already dead. We have a full report straight ahead.
And President Obama meets with black leaders today. Are they satisfied with his work on African American issues? A live report straight ahead. DistrictWire News starts now.
Good evening. I'm Leslie Byford.
And I'm Alex Thompson. A disaster at a West Virginia coal mine last night has devastated the state. With more than 24 people confirmed dead, yesterday's mining accident is the deadliest in the state since 1984. But just because this accident isn't the first of its kind in West Virginia, doesn't make this tragedy any easier on the people it has affected.
We're in a very difficult situation here, and there's hopes and prayers, and that's what we're clinging to right now.
Even West Virginia's governor is having a hard time consoling his state's residents after a coal mine accident in Marsh Fork, West Virginia last night has become the worst mining accident in the state in over a quarter century.
We don't know where my dad's body's at. We want some answers, and we want them today.
So far, 25 miners have been confirmed dead in the explosion. 4 other miners are still missing, but dangerous buildups of methane and carbon monoxide gases at the rescue site have put a stop to rescue efforts for now.
It's a dire situation, but I do think it's a rescue operation, and it'll be that way until we confirm that these 4 additional people are not living.
Crews have begun digging ventilation holes down into the mines in the hopes of reaching any survivors, but experts say those efforts could take days.
In northern China, rescuers are battling floodwaters to try and save 32 men still trapped in a mine. 115 miners were pulled to safety Monday. 6 were found dead this morning. The number of survivors is record for China's dangerous mining industry. Nearly 2,000 workers are helping with the rescue effort.
This morning, President Obama met with a handful of religious leaders from the African American community. Kiana Farkandape is live in studio with the story.
That's right, Alex. Obama's meeting is striking up a conversation about his stance on black issues.
I think Obama has treated race in a way that it doesn't define his presidency, but it informs his presidency.
President Obama's meeting with African American religious leaders is certainly something Americans haven't seen before.
So I think it's been a little bit of an adjustment for the American people in general to see somebody who is a leader who happens to be African American, who's not defining his identity as an African American, but as an American who happens to be African American. Often do you hear people talking about, oh, well, he's doing this because he's black. You don't hear that.
And many people have no problem with Obama putting emphasis on African American issues.
I kind of approve of that, I think it's good that he's the president of the United States. He's not the president of a specific demographic of the United States.
Me personally, I do see him more of a president who happens to be African American, not an African American president. I mean, there is a difference. Maybe some people outside African American community don't realize that, but there's a difference. So therefore, in that sense, I don't think that he's there to represent African American interests. He's there to represent American interests. If some of those interests happen to roll over to help out African Americans, that's great.
Though President Obama has made other issues a priority over those affecting African Americans, a recent Gallup poll still shows an approval rating of over 90% among blacks. Back to you, Alex and Leslie.
Toyota's car problems are going to cost them big time. The Department of Transportation is going to fine the company more than $16 million, just months after Toyota executives testified on Capitol Hill. Officials found documents proving that the automaker was aware of complaints by drivers about sticky pedals. Transportation Secretary Ray LaHood says Toyota, quote, failed to live up to its legal obligation.
The 3 suspects in a D.C. mass shooting were in police custody just a few days before the incident. A series of missteps set them free onto D.C. streets, ultimately leaving 4 people dead and 6 more wounded. The blame game is underway, and D.C.'s police chief is blaming federal prosecutors. She says the prosecutors refused police requests last week to lock up a man who is now a key suspect in those shootings.
Parking meters are the newest target for thieves. Dozens of parking meters were smashed open this week in Bethesda and Silver Spring. A total of 69 meters were broken. Police say the thefts happened overnight from Sunday to Thursday. The damage could be more than $15,000. This includes the money stolen and the damage to the meters.
Paying for college during a recession is no easy task, but you can go to college for free. Most of the colleges offering free tuition are military academies and engineering schools. The military schools include the Air Force Academy, the Merchant Marine Academy, the Naval Academy, and the Coast Guard Academy. Other schools include Berea College, College of the Ozarks, Franklin W. Olin College, and the Webb Institute.
The Labor Department is cracking down on what it says are illegal internships. Employers in some states have been fined for not paying interns for their work. Brianna Pellicane has more.
The law says employers must pay interns if they do the work of a regular paid employee. It also says an intern who does mostly clerical or manual work must be paid.
Washington runs on unpaid internships, so Washington has a unique focus, I think, in this debate.
Catherine Stahl is the head of American University's Career Center. She says positions filing and copying simply aren't internships.
Students should not be exploited. A student who goes into an internship and makes coffee and runs around and doesn't do anything educational should not be in that internship. We would recommend to them that they haven't spent enough time making sure they have a solid job description.
Regulators say students are often afraid to report their employers.
Yeah, I feel like the word would get around that that I did that, so I would not do that. I would probably just quit.
And some students see grunt work as just paying dues.
If it's like minimum wage stuff, like you kind of know what you're getting into.
Less than 1 in 5 AU students are currently paid at their internships. At American University, I'm Brianna Pellicane for DistrictWire News.
Coming up on DistrictWire News, cupcakes for breakfast? Find out which foods experts now say make a healthy morning meal. It might surprise you.
And Tiger Woods returns to the green. Find out who he thinks will win the Masters.